Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and in today's video I'm going to be unboxing the Simon Says Stamp Christian card kit. This one is called Hark the Newborn King, and there's a lot of fun goodies in here. I'm going to unbox this, make some cards, and see what else I can make with this. This is also a collab, which I will explain a little bit later with some other crafters. So let's get right into this box, and then we will get to making, and I will explain the collab as well. So it is the simonsaysstamp.com box, and so we get this Simon Says Stamp pouch. We get this Simon Says Stamp pouch. And a Simon Says Stamp clear embossing powder. And then everything comes really nicely packaged in here. And if you hear my kids in the background, I am so sorry, but they are playing and my baby is here in the carrier. So you might hear some baby noises. But yeah, we got to get this done. Let's go ahead and pull everything out of here. Lots of fun goodies. Make sure I got everything out. Yes, I did. Okay, so it comes with a little candy for fun and the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing in one. I have a few of these, but now I have a backup. And then you get these star sequins and some washi tapes. And this is a little die of the nativity scene. Super cute and super small. Then there's these little pouncer brushes. I have never tried this, so I'm super excited. And this coupon code has expired, I believe. And then there is some transparency sentiments, which you can cut apart, or you could even just put this on a card front and make a card. Then you get some paper, double-sided. These are so beautiful. Just trying to put these off to the side. So more decorative on the one side. These would be so beautiful to like frame. It's hard to find square frames though. Like if this exact size of frame. I'm losing my paper over here on the side. Losing my paper. All right, and then sparkly ones. So fun. So you get two of these sparklies. And then some foil transfer sheets from Simon Says Stamp and Deco Foil. And then this stencil, which is called Stylized Mandala. And then the stamp set, which is called Hark the Newborn King. And you can get a matching die set for this. I did go ahead and order it on their Black Friday sale. So there is matching dies for that. And then you also get this soft navy Simon Says Stamp ink pad. And then this is the Sweet Petunia sticky back for the Misty. I don't have the Misty. I have the Hampton Art stamping platform, so I'm hoping this fits in there. Excited for that. And then you get some of the cardstock. So these are the Simon Says Stamp cardstocks, and they do have fancy names. Okay, so the card kit alone is sold out, but some of the elements are available still, so I will link to those down below. for you the elements that are still available, like the stamp set, the inks, and some of the papers and all of that.
Let's jump right into the card making. So I will be creating 5 cards for you today. 1 card kit, 5 cards. You could definitely create way more than 5 cards with this. Create tags, create scrapbook pages with the scrapbook paper. There is so much in this card kit. You could create so much. But for today's video, I will be creating 5 cards for you, and I'm just using this sponge that came in the card kit along with the Simon Says stamp navy blue ink, and then the stencil and stenciling this snowflake on to the card. But before I forget, this is a collab hosted by Arrows DIY. I did have the picture at the front with the information, but this is the Oh Come Let Us Adore Him Christ the Lord collab. So Arrows DIY is hosting this, and she has a playlist created. So a bunch of content creators here that share do-it-yourself projects and craftiness are coming together to bring you Christ-centered DIY projects and creativity for the upcoming Christmas season. So definitely check out her channel over at Arrows DIY. I'll have that link down below along with the playlist for more Christ-centered projects. So don't miss it. Definitely check it out. But let's talk about the card making process. So I am stamping some of the sentiments and then the angel from the stamp set that came in the card kit. And I'm using the Simon Says stamp clear embossing ink to stamp this on. You definitely want to make sure that the stenciling is dry. Maybe leave it off to the side and let it dry for a while, or take your heat tool to it. I'm using some gold embossing powder that is from Simon Says stamp, not come in the card kit, but it is from Simon Says stamp. So the reason why you want to have your stenciling dry is you don't want any of this embossing powder to stick to the wet areas on the stenciling, because you only want it to stick to the clear embossing ink. And you can also use an anti-static tool so that your embossing powder only sticks to the areas where that is. I always lose mine on my desk, so I didn't use it, but that is a great tip for embossing powder. So getting the gold on the angel here and then heat setting that. And then I love how the gold and the navy blue look in that. So that was the first card. Simple but elegant. Now I'm just getting the die ready from this Nativity, and you can take out the star, and I'm using some of the sparkly paper from the card kit as well. And this is some tape that is also from Simon Says stamp. It's like a light tape that helps hold your dies in place, or stencils. It doesn't damage the paper but holds things in place. I also want to mention that I love the sparkly paper from Simon Says stamp, the glitter paper, because you get this fun glitter and shine, but the glitter does not come off of the paper, so that is a win for me. I love glitter, but I don't like the mess that some glittery projects brings. So if you have that feeling too, definitely check out Simon Says stamp's glitter paper. So this die can be used in multiple ways. You can take out all of the pieces, or you can add in different colors, different layers. I'm going to put it all back together once I get it on. First I was thinking maybe I could use a background in this die, but I opted to use the scrapbook paper a little bit later to create 2 cards, because I wanted to keep this card pretty simple. So I'm using the Sizzix Sidekick machine. If you are familiar with die cutting, there's also the Big Shot machine and several others, but this is like a mini Big Shot machine. It is super handy. You can do it right on your desk for small dies, and I love it. So I'm using that to die cut out these dies, and I wasn't really sure where I wanted this card to go yet. I know that I needed to bring more colors in. Now these transparencies here with these sentiments, these can be foiled using the gold foil or any foil that is available, but by adding heat to this in a laminator or a hot foil machine, you can add that hot foil look to that. I am not really used to that kind of way of foiling, but yeah, that can be done with these. I really think it looks great just as a white and black sentiment to add a little bit of pop with these sentiments, but then I'm just adding some more of that navy blue ink in the background to add in a little bit of color and to stick to the card kit and what I have to create with. This is going to ground the nativity scene for me here. So I'm using Barely Art glue to adhere everything. This is my go-to glue these days. I really, really like it. And this is the fine detail tip, which is so perfect for these intricate dies that you are trying to glue down. So just getting this into place, I feel like it was so detailed that it was so hard to get it into a good place, but I make it work, and then I'm piecing all of the extra pieces back in. I really wanted that brown look. You could definitely add maybe some gold or some of that navy blue or different colors in if you wanted to, and you could inlay some more colors onto the baby Jesus in the center, but I chose to just keep it simple and leave just the outline there. Now I'm going to bring in my advanced tape glider to adhere these sentiment strips. I really, really, really like these sentiment strips just as they are. It looks like it's a label, and it really, really stands out. So getting the last sentiment strip down, and then I'm going to glue these stars down with that Barely Art glue again and the fine detailed tip, because these are very fine detailed too. And I'm looking at this card and I'm just like, no, it needs something else. What am I going to do? So I come in with my Memento Tuxedo black ink and I start to ink up the edges, bring in some more of that black. I like to do this a lot. Give it that vintage look and distressed look, and add in some elements around the edge, and then I do come back in with the navy blue as well that came in the card kit and add that in as well to give it a fun look. So for the third card, I'm going to be using the stencil again. I did a slimline card, and then I'm going to be doing 2 standard size cards. So we are going to ink up this stencil again with the sponge that came in the card kit, the dabber sponge. I have never used this kind of brush, but it was actually really, really, really helpful and good. I would like to use these in the future. There's so many different supplies that are out there. It's hard to know which ones you want to get more of and which ones you want to stick with. But you definitely have control with these. It's kind of nice. I will have to look into this. But then you have to get them for all the color palettes, and that could get a little bit crazy. Alright, so I mentioned this when I was doing the unboxing, but this card kit is no longer available as a whole unit. It was a exclusive during Simons & Stamp's Stamptember sale, but some of the elements are still available, like the stamps and the dies and the papers and the ink. So I will link to all of the supplies that I can in the description box. And as I'm filming this voiceover, one of the stamp set and die set are actually on sale. So the stamp set and then the matching dies for it are on sale right now. So there's that. So you can definitely check out that. I did order the dies on the Boxing Day. Why am I saying Boxing Day? That's after Christmas. the Black Friday sales. Too many sales. But yeah, so that's that. I will link to as many of these supplies as I can. Now I'm just using one of these stamp sets. One of these stamps from the stamp set. And you're going to see why you need to make sure that your ink is dry from the stenciling. I'm pretty sure it was, but it was just sticking to this background. And you can see that a little bit, so I'm going to come in with a brush and brush away the areas that I do not want there to be embossing powder. You can also take like a thumbtack or something to get the detailing. If you have a sentiment and like the embossing powder sticks to a certain area, you can fix it with a thumbtack to get those details from the lettering back in. So now I'm heat setting this, and I really just love the gold look on this with like the blue, and from the first card to this card, I just love that navy blue and gold together. It's really, really beautiful and really, really elegant. So then I'm going to bring in those stars from the card kit as well. They are 3D and they are fun and they are gold. So I think that's what inspired me to go with the gold embossing powder from Simon Says Stamp, because I really was inspired by these gold stars. And then we are going to add in one more of these sentiments, the transparency sentiments, and I'm going to keep them the way they are because, again, I love that pop of black and white to make the sentiment stand out. But I'm going to go one step further and add some of this glitter paper in the background to make this sentiment stand out even more, using the advanced tape glider to adhere this to the glitter paper, and then I will trim around the glitter paper so that I can get this sentiment adhered to my card. I really, really like how the sparkly paper looks behind this, because you get the border and then you get the words in the sparklies too. So yes, please. Alright, so adhering the sentiment down, and then I will go ahead and glue on those stars as well. And that will finish up card number 3 once the stars are all adhered. I love the extra addedness. I love the extra touch of the stars. It brings that 3D element in and gives this card something different. So putting this one off to the side to dry, and we can start on the last 2 cards. So I'm going to use some of the scrapbook paper. So this is one 6x6 scrapbook paper, and I'm cutting it in half. I'm using the Tim Holtz paper trimmer, and then I'm going to be creating 2 mini slimline cards, slightly varying in size. So I will be gluing the scrapbook paper down and then trimming the slimline card that I had already pre-prepared down to fit this scrapbook paper. Just getting both of them ready so I can bring out my paper trimmer and get both of the cards cut down a little bit at the same time. And these cards are going to be super, super simple. I'm not going to add too much to them, and you're going to see that here in a little bit. So I'm using the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink once again, and I'm going to stamp a few different sentiments from the stamp set that came in the card kit just onto the scrapbook paper. So this is a Merry Christmas, and I'm going to be using the Simon Says Stamp silver embossing powder this time. This did not come in the card kit, but it is a exclusive over at Simon Says Stamp. You could use any embossing powder really, but I'm using the Simon Says Stamp one. So now I'm heat setting that, and look how amazing that looks on this background. And it shines and it stands out, and you can have so much fun with it. So again, coming in with that Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink, and this one says, I'm not sure what this one says. We're going to heat set it, and then we are going to remember what it said. I think this one is Peace on Earth and Good Tidings to All, and like the angel is there in the background, and so it's like with the trumpet, and it's like the angel is proclaiming this. And that is just so, so beautiful. I love getting these card kits. They've been doing them for the last 3 years, I think, and I just love it. Like, I can't have too many nativity stamp sets. I like to collect them and do different projects with them every year and pull them out. I feel like I'm okay with having a collection of all of the nativity stamps. So here are all of the cards that I created in today's video with a close-up for you to see. 2 scrapbook paper mainly inspired cards, and then 3 more cards with lots of different elements. So that is going to finish up today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I have more do-it-yourself projects coming your way, more card making for Christmas, and I would love to have you join me here as I share my love for card making with you and hopefully inspire you along the way. Definitely don't forget to check out Arrow's DIYs channel and then the playlist link down below for more Christ-centered DIY projects and craftiness. Alright, I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.